Everything begins with a feeling, not an act, not a word, not even a thought, but the vibration that quietly hums beneath it. Feeling is the secret. It is the silent key that unlocks the door to every miracle you have ever longed for, and every reality you have dared to imagine. Before a man becomes great, before a woman transforms her world, there is a stirring, a sacred movement within the heart, the tingling presence of an unseen conviction. It is not ambition that births miracles. It is the assumption deeply felt that what you seek is already yours. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you are conscious of being. The outer world, that swirling theater of events and people and coincidence, is nothing more than a mirror reflecting your inner state. If you would see change in your world, you must first feel it real within yourself. Not hope, not wish, not beg, but feel. Let us speak now not of wishful thinking, but of the divine law that governs all creation. Consciousness is the only reality, and consciousness, when impregnated by feeling, becomes experience. What you feel in the depths of your being, the world must echo. You can no more hide a persistent feeling than you can block the sunrise with your hand. Eventually, it breaks through and floods your life with its radiance or its ruin, depending on your emotional loyalty. You are a magnet. You always were. But what you draw into your experience depends entirely on your emotional frequency. And so I say to you, the feeling that makes you a magnet for miracles is not something you must seek or strive to create. It is already present. It is the awareness of fulfillment, the holy certainty of I am. When you rest in that state, when you allow yourself to be inwardly persuaded that your desire is already accomplished, then miracles cease to be miracles. They become the natural consequence of your state of being. Now listen carefully. If you wanted something desperately, truly hungered for it, the world might call you ambitious or passionate. But if you continue to want, you affirm its absence. You say, I am not. And in that declaration, you fix your consciousness in the very state of not having. But suppose, just for a moment, that you dare to feel as though the miracle has already happened. Suppose you walk through your day with the quiet knowing that the thing is done. What then? The world bends. Reality reshapes itself to fit your inner command. The phone call comes. The opportunity arrives. The money flows. The healing occurs. Not by effort, but by law. The law of assumption, governed by the power of feeling. Feeling is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. You may say, but how can I feel what I do not yet have? I tell you, that is the great art. That is the secret known to the mystics, the sages, the enlightened few who walk in quiet majesty among us. They do not wait for conditions to change before they feel the truth of their desire. They assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and walk in that state persistently. Take the man who is poor in the world's eyes. He has no outward sign of wealth, but inwardly he walks in opulence. He does not beg God to change his circumstances. No, he becomes the man who already has. He buys in his imagination what he could not yet afford in the outer world. He feels the crispness of new clothes. He dines at tables of gold. He sleeps in luxury, all in his inner kingdom. And lo, before long, the outer world catches up with the inner conviction. For nothing can resist the man who feels himself to be rich. Now consider the woman longing for love. She walks alone, perhaps doubting, questioning if her partner will ever appear. But the moment she abandons doubt and clothes herself in the feeling of being adored, desired, chosen, then the universe responds. Not because she begged or pleaded, but because she assumed. She sat in silence, closed her eyes, and felt the arms of her beloved around her. She heard the words whispered in imagination, I love you, I choose you, I will never leave you. And she believed the scene she constructed within. That belief became her feeling, and her feeling became her reality. This is not fantasy. This is not escapism. This is the creative act of God within you. You are God, dreaming, creating, feeling the world into existence. And as you assume, so shall it be done unto you. You see, imagination and feeling are not idle tools. They are sacred instruments. Your imagination is the womb of God, and your feeling is the seed that makes the conception fertile. You must learn to feel with intensity what you wish to see, even when the senses scream otherwise. The world may show you delay, denial, impossibility, but you do not bow to appearances. Appearances are shadows. They are echoes of old beliefs. They are the residue of former states. But you, standing in your new feeling, create anew. Do you remember a time when something happened to you and you said, "I knew it"? That is no accident. You felt it coming. You sensed it before it was visible. That is the power of consciousness. You are not observing the future, you are creating it. So what is the feeling that makes you a magnet for miracles? It is the inner knowing that what you desire is already yours. It is the serene confidence, the radiant peace, the unshakable joy of one who has received. Even if the world has not yet delivered it, you walk as if it has. You dress as if it has. You speak, move, breathe, and exist as if it has. And let me tell you this, when you dwell in that state long enough, the world has no choice. It must conform. The seed cannot be buried in the soil of assumption and not bloom. It may take time. Yes, it may take detours and divine choreography, but the harvest is certain. Do not chase results. Do not stalk miracles like prey. Instead, inhabit the feeling. Make your dwelling in the state of already having. Each morning when you wake, do not ask, "What will happen today?" but instead declare, "I already have all that I desire." This is not delusion, it is dominion. And when doubt arises, as it surely will, return to the feeling. Do not fight the thought. Simply replace it. Reassume the state. You are not obligated to believe what the world shows you. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the cause of all that happens to you. Take this truth and test it. Tonight, when you lie in bed, choose one desire. Any desire. Make it simple if you must. Then close your eyes, and in the silence of your mind, construct a scene that implies its fulfillment. Do not try to force it. Let it rise naturally. And then, feel. Feel the joy. Feel the gratitude. Feel the peace of already having received it. As you drift into sleep, let that scene be the last thing upon your mind. Sink into it. Embrace it. And when you wake, carry that feeling with you like a secret flame. Revisit it throughout the day, not with effort, but with delight. And then let go. Allow the universe to bring it in its perfect time and way. You are not the doer. You are the dreamer. And the dream, when deeply felt, becomes flesh. You may say, "But I have tried this, and nothing changed." Ah, but did you persist? Did you remain faithful to the state, or did you waver when the evidence did not appear? Faith is loyalty to the unseen. Miracles respond not to effort, but to unwavering feeling. Feel as if it were impossible to fail. Act as though the world has already congratulated you. Move as if the prayer was answered the moment it was spoken, because in truth, it was. Time is but the unfolding of what is already done in the realm of assumption. You are the operant power. No one else. No one to beg. No one to convince. Only you, and the feeling you cultivate. Be mindful then, of what you feel habitually, for that is what you are broadcasting to the universe. If you would change your life, change your inner conversations, change your emotional tone. Refuse to dwell in fear, in lack, in regret. These states only multiply themselves. Instead, dwell in love, dwell in wealth, dwell in joy, not because they are present in your bank account or your relationship, but because they are present in your consciousness. The feeling that makes you a magnet for miracles is a quiet certainty. It is not dramatic. It is not loud. It is not a chant shouted into the void. It is the still small voice within that says, "It is done." And when you hear that voice, honor it. Trust it. Live from it. You are always manifesting. The question is not if you're creating, but what you're creating. And what you create comes not from your willpower, but from your emotional dominion. Choose your feeling wisely. Make joy your base. Make gratitude your natural climate. Make peace your posture. These feelings are not just pleasant, they are magnetic. When you walk in that state persistently, miracles lose their mystery. They become as natural as breath. You no longer ask, "How will it happen?" You simply rest in the knowing that it must. That the universe is not blind chance or chaos, but perfect order responding to your assumption. So today, right now, begin anew. Assume nothing of limitation. Assume everything of abundance. Let your feeling match your desire. Make your inner world so rich, so real, so full, that the outer world is forced to bow before it. You are the miracle. And the moment you feel that, everything else aligns. As you continue to dwell in that sacred state, you'll begin to see signs, small at first, like whispers from the universe, soft winks from God that your assumption has been heard, a conversation overheard, a word that matches your desire, a synchronicity that seems too perfect to be random. These are not coincidences. They are reflections. They are echoes returning from the chamber of your inner world, confirming that your assumption is now taking root. But let me be clear. You must not disturb the seed. Once planted, the seed of feeling must be left undisturbed by doubt, fear, or second guessing. It does not need you to dig it up and check its progress. It needs you to trust. It needs you to water it with continued faith, with the same feeling that gave it life. Every time you return to that state of fulfilled desire, you strengthen it. You energize it. You breathe life into it. Imagine yourself as the sculptor of experience. You are chiseling your reality, not with tools or effort, but with every emotional stroke carves out the contours of the life you shall soon walk into. And the masterpiece is finished long before the world sees it. It is complete the moment you feel it real. Many wait for the miracle before they celebrate. They postpone their joy, their peace, their gratitude, until the world provides a reason. But the law does not work that way. You must first feel the reason within, and then the outer world will comply. That is the reversal of thinking the world finds so difficult to grasp. That is the radical truth of manifestation. You are not reacting to life, you are instructing it. Instruct it with your feeling, not with anxiety, not with need, but with certainty, with delight, with the serenity of one who knows that God in you has already created the reality, and you are simply catching up to the vision you've assumed. The wise do not chase, because they have already received. The awakened do not strive, because they already are. And the miracle-minded do not ask, where is it? They say, it is here now, and walk in that knowing until the world mirrors it back to them. Oh, how different your life would be if you lived as if everything you desired was done. How bold your steps would become. How luminous your face would appear. How calm your heart would remain. And from that state, miracles are not summoned. They flow. They flood your experience because they must. Because the God in you is not mocked. It will not deny you what you truly feel yourself to be. You are not waiting on the world. The world is waiting on you to feel something different, something higher, something holy. And the moment you do, the world moves. The heavens shift. The pattern begins to unfold in your favor, and what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. So live from that end. Feel from that end. Speak only from that end. Let your words, your posture, your breath, and your being radiate that one holy truth. It is done. Never ever forget. Miracles are not rare. They are the natural consequence of an awakened consciousness. And you, dear soul, have always had the power to awaken. Now feel it. Feel it so deeply that it saturates every corner of your being. Let it become your dwelling place, not a fleeting visit. Let the feeling of the wish fulfilled become your home, your atmosphere, your emotional climate. Just as one breathes without thinking, let this feeling become second nature. When you pass a mirror, see the version of yourself that already lives in the outcome you desire. When you speak, let your tone carry the weight of fulfilled destiny. When you walk, let your steps echo the rhythm of a soul that knows all things are working in its favor. If the world dares to show you lack, sickness, delay, or contradiction, turn inward. Go back to your secret place. Return to the sanctuary of imagination, where all things are possible, and reaffirm the truth you have claimed. Feel again, and again, and again, for the repetition of this sacred act is what engraves it upon your soul. You are not convincing the universe, you are convincing yourself. The universe merely reflects back the image you hold inside. It is not struggle that moves mountains, but belief. Not desperation, but assumption. Not tears, but trust. The moment you fully accept that what you feel consistently becomes fact, you will stop trying and start resting. You will cease striving and begin receiving. You will no longer be a seeker. You will be a knower. And knowers are magnets to miracles, because they do not plead for them, they embody them. Think now of anything you desire. Wealth, love, healing, peace, fame, creativity. Whatever it may be, feel into it as if it were already yours. Not in some distant tomorrow, but here now, alive within you. Ask yourself, how would I feel if I already had it? And then feel that. Linger in it. Let it wrap itself around you, like a warm cloak. Let it soak into your skin like sunlight. Let it beat in your chest like a second heartbeat. This is the true work. Not outer effort, but inner alignment. Not force, but flow. Not action first, but assumption first. Action that comes from this state is inspired, effortless, and magnetic. And everything begins to align. People show up. Ideas strike. Doors open. Not because you made it happen, but because you let it happen. Because you finally agreed with your higher self. You finally said, yes, this is who I am. This is what I accept. This is what I allow. When you reach this level of agreement, when your feeling and your imagination become one, you need not repeat affirmations endlessly or analyze the mechanics of manifestation. Your being does the work for you. Your vibration calls it forth. Your feeling magnetizes it into form. You don't chase miracles, you remember who you are, and miracles chase you. The Father and I are one. Do you remember these words? This is not a theological riddle. It is the spiritual blueprint. You and your assumption are one. You and your feeling are one. And when that union is complete, creation is inevitable. The child is born. The miracle manifests, and the world bows before your unseen act. So I ask you, will you persist? Will you choose the feeling that magnetizes miracles rather than repel them? Will you stand in the identity of the fulfilled, even when your senses tempt you back into doubt? That is your only task. No one can do it for you. And yet, the moment you do it for yourself, the entire universe moves to honor your command. Feel now, dear one. Feel the miracle already here. Taste it, touch it, know it. This is the secret the world has hidden in plain sight. This is the key. This is the power. And it has always been yours. As you allow that sacred feeling to root itself deeper within you, something extraordinary begins to happen. You stop needing proof. You stop seeking signs. You no longer hunger for the outer to validate the inner. Because your conviction is so alive, so embodied, so immovable that you become the evidence. You become the walking sign, the living miracle, the fulfilled prophecy wrapped in human form. The world can no longer resist the reflection of your inner state. It must bow. It must yield. It must conform. You see, the universe does not deliver what is fair, or what is deserved, or what is moral. It delivers what is assumed. This is the divine neutrality of the law. It is not biased toward the righteous or the wicked. It is loyal only to the image you carry, and the feeling you embody. And so the poor man who feels rich will become rich. The lonely woman who feels loved will become adored. The sick child who imagines and feels health will rise and walk. Not by chance, not by magic, but by law. Once you understand this, you become unshakable. The storms of the world cannot reach the calm within you. You can look at chaos and not be moved. You can witness rejection and still feel chosen. You can hear no and still know yes, because you are no longer governed by appearances. You are governed by your internal state. You are no longer a leaf tossed by the wind of circumstances. You are the wind itself. So live in the end, even when the beginning looks barren, even when the middle looks uncertain. Return to that inner garden again and again, and water it with the rain of feeling. There is no limit to what you can create, except the one you impose with your feelings of lack or unworthiness. But if you would only feel yourself worthy, if you would feel yourself loved, if you would feel yourself chosen, healed, prosperous, then the mirror must show that version of you. Don't complicate this truth. Don't ask how. The how is never your business. That is the realm of the unseen, the domain of God. Your only work is to feel. Your only job is to rest in the state of the wish fulfilled until the desire is no longer something you want, but something you know, something you own, something you are, something you are. When the feeling becomes your dwelling place, the miracle becomes your new normal, and life becomes what it was always meant to be, a sacred reflection of your innermost assumptions. When life becomes that reflection, when the mirror begins to show the beauty you've long held inside, you will not be surprised. You will not gasp or marvel in disbelief. No, you will smile with quiet recognition. You will nod with knowing, because you have walked with that reality in your heart long before the world could see it. You have supped with it in imagination. You have spoken to it in silence. You have felt its breath upon your skin in the secret chambers of your soul. And so when it arrives, it feels like home. Not a stranger, but a long-awaited friend. You must understand this. The world cannot help but respond to a person who feels with conviction, not temporary excitement, not fleeting hope, but deep, abiding, resolute conviction. The kind of feeling that persists in the dark. The kind of knowing that clings to the light when the night stretches long. It is this emotional fidelity that bends the laws of time and rearranges space. Yet you will not need to convince others of your truth. You will not argue or debate or justify. You will simply be, and in your being you will radiate the evidence of what you have accepted as real. For those who understand the law, demonstration is unnecessary, but inevitable. You don't need to prove that fire burns. You only need to feel its warmth. So too with this sacred law. You don't need to prove it, you only need to live it. Feel it, embody it. What a life that becomes. A life where miracles are not rare visitors, but daily companions. A life where you no longer strive, but allow. A life where you no longer chase, but attract. Not because you are trying, but because you are aligned. Because you have remembered the divine design, that as within so without. And still the world will watch you. Some will marvel, others will mock. But none will deny that something about you has changed. That you walk in grace. That you speak with power. That you glow with an inner assurance. And in time they will ask, what is your secret? And you will answer, not with explanation, but with a smile. For the answer is not in the words. It is in the feeling. The holy, creative, magnetic feeling that has shaped your world from the inside out. That feeling once discovered becomes your quiet treasure. You no longer look to the outside world to tell you who you are, what you can have, or what is possible for you. The world becomes secondary, a canvas on which your inner masterpiece is revealed. You withdraw your power from circumstance, from opinion, from condition, and return it to its rightful place. Your imagination, your assumption, your feeling. You begin to see what others do not because you're different, but because you're aware. You have awakened from the hypnosis of facts. You are no longer the puppet of visible things. You have seen behind the curtain, touched the levers of creation, and realized that life bends not to effort but to belief. And belief, when married to feeling, is unstoppable. There is a calmness that enters you when this truth becomes your living experience. You no longer rush. You no longer strive. You do not beg the universe to give you what you already possess inwardly. You carry the atmosphere of fulfillment with you like a garment, and it wraps you in divine certainty. In that stillness you become irresistibly attractive. People feel it. Opportunities respond to it. Synchronicities orbit around you like stars pulled by gravity. But it is not you they respond to. It is the state you occupy, the vibration you emit, the truth you feel. You become one with the thing desired. And in that union, the miracle is born, not from force, not from pleading, but from silent alignment. Here at last you understand what all the sages meant when they said the kingdom of heaven is within you. Not in the clouds, not in a future life, but now inside your own consciousness. Your heaven, your miracle, your wealth, your love, they are not destinations. They are feelings. And feelings can be chosen in this moment. So why wait? Why continue to ask, to plead, to wonder? Choose now. Feel now. Declare inwardly with authority. It is done, not because the world confirms it, but because you have confirmed it within. When you can live from that space, again and again, day after day, you become the miracle you once sought. You become the embodiment of divine law. You become at last a magnet for miracles. As you become that magnet, unmoving in your conviction, yet gentle in your allowing, the world rearranges itself around you like iron filings drawn to a magnet's silent pull. You'll no longer try to manipulate people, or circumstances, or outcomes. You will understand that true power lies not in forcing, but in feeling. Not in grasping, but in knowing. And this knowing is not cold or intellectual. It is warm, alive, pulsing with divine energy. It is the feeling that says, all is well, all is mine, all is unfolding in perfect time. You'll begin to notice how effortlessly things come. The right people appear, the right ideas come forth, the doors open, and events click into place with divine precision. You may feel humbled by the elegance of it all, how the universe delivers in ways more beautiful than you imagined, in forms more generous than you asked for. But you will not feel surprised, because within yourself you already lived it. You felt it. You accepted it. You became it. The more you live in this state, the less you fear, the less you worry, the less you doubt. Fear begins to look foolish. Worry seems wasteful. Doubt becomes irrelevant. Because you've tasted the truth, that your reality bends to your inner state. You are no longer reactive, you are creative. You no longer seek proof. You are the proof. And when you walk in that truth, you awaken others, not by preaching, not by persuading, but by radiating the silent power of embodiment. This is the great mystery that was never meant to be hidden. You are not here to chase miracles. You are here to generate them. Through the silent art of assumption, through the holy act of feeling, through the God-given gift of imagination. You are here to speak the unseen into being, not by shouting into the wind, but by whispering in faith. It is already so. As you continue to whisper that silent decree, it is already so. You become the vessel through which the invisible becomes visible. Each moment you dwell in that sacred feeling, you are constructing a new world, brick by invisible brick. Others may not see it at first. They may call it delusion, fantasy, wishful thinking. But you know better. You know that what they call fantasy is the blueprint of tomorrow's fact. What they dismiss as imagination is the womb of creation itself. So you persist, not with strain, not with tension, but with reverence. You begin to treat your inner world as holy, because you now understand what you dwell upon. You give life to. What you feel persistently, you invite into form. The images you nurture, the states you occupy, the assumptions you live from, they are not idle daydreams. They are decrees. They are commands. They are the shaping tools of your divine inheritance. You will begin to notice how your energy changes when you dwell in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. There's a lightness, a playfulness, a deep inner smile that no one can take from you. You walk differently. You speak with greater certainty, not arrogance. No, that is the posture of those who have not yet felt the truth. You speak with authority, with peace, because you have come home to yourself. You've stopped waiting. You've stopped reaching. You've stopped asking if. You now live in the answer. This is the secret, dear listener. The feeling is the answer. It is the signal, the frequency, the vibration that sets the wheels of creation in motion. The feeling does not follow the miracle. The miracle follows the feeling. And when you live in that feeling long enough, consistently enough, joyfully enough, miracles must arrive. They are summoned not by need, but by embodiment. So I leave you with this truth, clear, unwavering, and eternal. The feeling you nurture within is not mere emotion, not fleeting sentiment, but the very force that shapes your world. It is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, the whisper of God in your soul, the divine spark that commands creation itself. You are not here to strive for miracles. You are here to become a magnet for them. You are here to awaken to your power, to assume the state of the wish fulfilled, and to feel the reality of your desires, until the universe can no longer deny you. You are the operant power. The source is not outside you. It has always been you. So walk now with boldness, feel now with authority, and trust now with the calm certainty of one who knows. The moment I feel it real, it is real. The world will follow, the facts will change, and the miracles you once hoped for will become your everyday experience. Live from the end, feel it now, and watch what must come to pass. For the feeling truly and always is the secret.